Hello and welcome to this week's BNz World Report. I am your host, Angela Ray, where we will discuss global topics and events from around the world. Our first story, well, it's official. President Obama and his supporters in Congress successfully passed the health care reform bill. Let's take a look at how this historic moment took place.
Here because everybody's saying, well, shouldn't it be the guy next to me? I mean, have you seen my polling numbers? There it is.
There it is, 216. Let's dip into the sound now from the House floor.
Today, after over a year of debate, today, after all the votes have been tallied, health insurance reform becomes law in the United States of America. Today.
Wow, history in the making. I'm sure we'll still continue to hear more about the health care reform bill in the coming weeks. All right, our next story comes to us from MSNBC.com. Still keeping on track with President Obama. Obama to push mortgage help for the jobless. Well, the Obama administration announced last week that it would plan to overhaul how the nation is tackling the foreclosure issue in part by requiring lenders to temporarily slash or eliminate monthly payments for borrowers who are unemployed. Now, banks and other lenders would have to reduce the payments to no more than 31% of the borrower's income. I'm sure that is great news for many out there who are struggling in this economic recession. All right, our next story comes to us from allhiphopnews.com, and it's about our friend DJ Ski. Popular Los Angeles personality DJ Ski has been named the hip-hop ambassador to Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger's charity After School All-Stars Los Angeles, or ASASLA. Don't say that too many times too quickly, but this nonprofit organization features a number of after-school programs aimed at improving the health, fitness, as well as nutritional habits of students, in addition to fostering youth leadership for those students. Now, in addition to those initiatives, the organization also uses cutting-edge programs to reduce drug use, crime, and violence among middle and high school students. All right, well, due to overwhelming positive feedback, we're going to continue with part 2 of our informative interview with comedian Tommy Davidson.
You know, when we talk about the truth, we're pertaining to history, and the history of mankind. It started in Africa, but the perception of history is from a European perspective. So, if you're only to read European historians, you get a little confused, and you would think that everything comes out of Europe first, but it comes out of Africa first. Mm-hmm. And the interesting thing about the Moors is that the Moors are a group of Africans that invaded the northwest tip of Europe, called Andalusia, then, which is now Spain, and brought a lot of ancient African culture, science, mathematics, nautical skills, nautical knowledge to the area, and it changed Europe. The first universities were set up by the Moors, animal stables, running water, street lamps, spices, lemons, primarily sugar, alcohol, which is alcohol, which helped Europe come out of the Dark Ages. Somebody found out you could drink it and turn it into rum, and then watch out. Also, gunpowder was exposed to Europe. So Europe actually came into the new world with new skills that were brought to them by these particular Africans, the Moors. And the Moors occupied that part of Europe for 500 more years. was an avid reader as a child, and I read novels as early as 8 years old. I read Bury My Heart at Wounded Knee, I read the Lena Horne story. These were novels too, and I read them. So I love to read, so I started history as like a project. But, stuff just started being disclosed to me. I just think I'm really lucky to come across the information. And I become a beacon now of
Good word.
Of the truth. People of African descent have to know their history, and the one thing that was taken from them that was the most precious in the slave trade was their history. And the history of mankind is Afrocentric history, because the first Homo sapiens sapiens, that is, human beings that are like me and you, evolved in Central Africa. And human beings, if it wasn't for Africans, there'd be no human beings in the world, because human beings migrated from Africa. So, because of geological and environmental changes, there are physical metamorphoses in human beings. Caucasians, Asians, Indians, they're all derived from the first Africans who left Africa with skills. That's why they survived. But when I look at history in a whole, I think it's an opportunity for Africans to re-examine the mistakes that they've made, because they created a civilization. These great civilizations that stood for, let's take our history now, 2009 years. We'd have to go 1,000 years into the future to span the time of the African kingdoms. 3,000, 4,000 years of recorded history, which basically was obliterated by greed and power and war, the same things that the Europeans are doing now. So it's actually a chance for us to seek our own sort of coming around on the mistakes that we made too.
Amen. Amen.
So here we create math, here we create astrology, here we create architecture. Those very same things that we create. Out of them comes the atom bomb. Out of them comes the economic system that we have. So it's a chance for us to redeem ourselves too in the history of mankind, because Africans aren't outside of history.
Thank you, Tommy Davidson, for enlightening all of us about what African Americans have brought to the table in terms of contributions to the nation as well as the world. All right, our last story of the week, of course, you would have to be under a rock if you did not know we are in the midst of March Madness. Of course, there have been many upsets. I know if you are keeping a bracket, as I am, you might have to do a lot of crossing out. Maybe your teams are no longer in the big dance, but of course, as we look to next weekend for the Elite Eight, of course, we all want to know who's going to make it to Indianapolis for the Final Four. I'm sure that you can stay tuned to Sports Illustrated's website to catch up on all the latest. And that's it for this week's BNz World Report. For more news with less of our views, that you can visit 24 hours a day on our website at brandnews.com. Make it a great week. Play, did you catch that Xavier Kansas State game that went into double overtime?
Yeah, I did. It reminded me a lot of my glory days.
Your glory days doing what?
Cut.
Okay.